In this video, I'm taking you along with me as I hit the road to go and help another church here in the Virginia area. Come on, let's go. Hey folks, this is AJ the CEO. If this is your first time stopping by my channel, thanks for stopping by. And on this channel, we focus on tips, training, strategies, reviews, and builds to help modernize your media ministry. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. I am getting ready to get on the road. Put the old address here in the GPS. And let's see how long of a drive I got. I got about an hour and 45 minutes. That's not bad. My appointment is at 11. So I like to get there early. Got enough time to stop and get me a little breakfast on the way. Gotta make sure I got my wallet with me. So, like I've shared with y'all before, this whole move is, oh, this person almost hit me. And the neighbor was backing up the same time I was. But what I've been realizing now is just, churches are starting to wake up to the fact that, changing and enhancing your media ministry is pretty much becoming essential. And it's not necessarily just about live streaming and doing all this. It's just that the media ministry has the power to reach so much more than what they're doing than just turning on the sound system or just putting up stuff just for the congregants to see. It can reach so much more and well beyond just Sunday. So that's what a lot of the churches I've been talking to, the pastors have a vision for more than that. And sometimes even the congregation is like that, and they're kind of pushing the pastor to do that. Honestly, that's rare, but normally it's the pastor. But it's just one of those things that it's like, it's the wave is coming. And this is what I'm going to be doing here on the road, and sit down with the pastor like I've talked about in previous videos, ask him what his vision is. I'm going to steal one of the questions that one of my friends had when she went with me to New Jersey to her church when she was sitting in with us, about like, where do you see the church at 6 months from now for the millennials or that age group that normally isn't in church right now, some of these older churches. And I'm going to ask one of my friends if I can borrow one of his teaching moments that he did at the conference I taught at last weekend. It was really great. If I can, I will splice it on here, or I will link to it in a separate video. It's great content that can really gives a new perspective on the generations inside of a church. But anyway, I'm blabbing right now. Let's go up here to the gas station, fill her up, and then we are about ready to head on the road, and I will be back once we're at the church. All right, I'm here, and it's time to sit down and talk with the pastor, and we're gonna see what his vision is and walk through the church and get some stuff taken care of. All right, so we had a nice, successful meeting with the pastor. We did a huge phase through the entire project of what they wanted, but we're going to break that down into small chunks. So the first chunk is mainly going to be a new camera, because right now they're really just using a webcam on a tripod in the middle of the sanctuary, which I think I took a picture of in here. But what we're going to do is put in a Panasonic camera right now, maybe even a 4K camera right now, and we're going to run HDMI to Ethernet up to their current computer that's running MediaShout, which we're going to upgrade so that it can handle live streaming as well as its current stuff. So we won't be using a Ryzen 2200G. We'll probably be using a Ryzen 5 2400G to give it a little bit more horsepower to handle that. But let me go ahead and cut over to the computer, and I will show you the type of gear we're going to be using to upgrade the computer. All right. So I put this together in a kit to make it easier to show. So like I said, they already have a computer right now that is running MediaShout. So we're going to be upgrading that. So the computer already has a monitor, already has keyboard, mouse, things like that. One thing I will need to address is to have a HDMI to VGA adapter, which I actually happen to have one sitting around. So that's going to be used to connect to the component cables that are still in the projectors. But anyway, let's go through the parts. As usual, we are using a Blackmagic Decklink mini recorder. Now I could have gone with the 4K, but as of right now, I think this is fine because I don't need to do this in 1080p 60 frames a second. This can do 1080p 30 frames a second, so this is fine. And again, pretty much we did the full phase of the project based off of what he wanted. They're not ready for that, so this is a good place would need to be at. And again, we could run it in 10. If we needed to, we could always upgrade this, and I can switch out this card with another one. I mean, it's a $50 price. For all I know, I might even throw the 4K in. Really haven't decided. I was looking at cutting back prices just to meet inside of the budget that he wanted to keep up with. In the picture that I talked about, they're currently using a Logitech, I think it's a 920C on a tripod. That's really all they have right now is their main camera. So they already have some Cat 5e running. It's a USB Balun to Cat 6, Ethernet that's already in place. So what I'm gonna do is put, it's Cat 5e that they're running right now. What I'm gonna do is, he said the cable is not tied to anything. I'm just gonna connect a Cat 6 cable to it, the existing cable, and just pull it. And then I'm gonna use these that I've used multiple times before, HDMI over Cat 6. And this is what I'm gonna place on the camera tripod and in the media room to run the signal from the camera all the way back. Now this is the memory package I'm looking with. Yes, I could have gone with 16 gigs, but again, looking at the specs for MediaShout and the other, pretty much the multiple other computers that I've been running, the memory, especially at, actually, wait a minute, I put the wrong one on here. This is 2666 megahertz. I actually got 3000. But anyway, this is only 8 gigs, but based off of what I'm seeing run on OBS and other clients, especially even at my church, on a slower processor, we're not even using up that much, and I think this is fine right now. But the motherboard I have is able to actually handle more than, we can add some more memory, so I can always double this up if I needed to. So it's just 8 gigs of memory. There is the Panasonic camera. I'll link it here. I actually installed this one at my church. I donated this one a couple of months ago. Been really happy with this. Now I know I originally said I was going to go to a Ryzen 5, but again, looking at the specs for MediaShout, this Ryzen 3 blows it out the water in performance. So I just went ahead and went with this. And honestly, I didn't really want to get this with the 3000 Ryzen 3000s are supposed to be announced maybe like as early as next week. So worst case scenario, if I hear that thing comes out, I'll actually repurpose this, and the Ryzen 5s probably should drop in price. But seeing how I'm able to get this processor now for around like $80 some, it was a steal. Basic power supply, used this one before, so this is good. And my go-to case. Now, I actually don't have the motherboard listed in here, which I need to actually tag in here. I actually got an additional motherboard. It is a Gigabyte B450 DS3H, and that's kind of off screen, so I need to add that on here. But that's what I'm actually using. I actually got an extra one that came in. I had a DOA motherboard that is being returned back to me, so that is the one I'm gonna do in this build, or I'm gonna go with the ASRock that I normally use. Either way, I have two motherboards that are in flux, so I think, now that I think about it, actually this is the motherboard right here that I'm gonna be using in here. But the Gigabyte, I'm actually probably gonna use that in the Ultimate PC build, since that's coming right around the corner when I need to start ordering parts for that, all the rest of the parts for it. So yeah, I'm gonna use the ASRock in this one, which will be here, and that's it. So when all the parts come in, I will build that out, and again, this is gonna be running OBS. I need to go back down to the church on Tuesday to pick up their old computer, bring it in, migrate everything over here, put the DVD drive, the hard drives, everything in here, and upgrade everything. As you see, I don't have an operating system in here because I think it's running Windows 7. So depending on how that goes, I might upgrade it to Windows 10. I'm really not going to know because I couldn't get into the computer itself. So a lot of this is me just making a stab at it. Alright guys, so I hope y'all enjoyed this little trip that I went on today, helping some other churches and hitting the road and all that other good stuff. I've actually, because of all the success here on my YouTube channel and locally, I've had a lot more people spread my name, and I've been going around helping a lot of churches, which I'm really thankful for. And it's really exciting to actually being able to help other people spread the message and understand technology and help them get where they need to be, where they envision but they didn't know how to get to. So anyway, I hope y'all like this type of content. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually do a build video when all the parts come in, when we build the computer and then upgrade that existing one, and then show you how we actually put everything in place. And this church actually has a ministry down in South America that they Skype with, and that's why the pastor's really pushing for this, because they're using that webcam and they are really have a fellowship with this other church, and they haven't really been able to talk to them. So their goal is to actually, instead of chat with them through Skype once a month, they'll be actually able to do this every month. I mean, actually every Sunday. So this is, I can feel the importance of this. So that's why this is significant. So we're gonna make sure we give them the best they can possibly do to help them out, and also meet within their budget and set them up for the future. But look out for that next video, and we're right around the corner for the ultimate presentation PC build. So you're never too late. We're gonna start building that on June 1st, hopefully, when I get all the parts in, and we'll build that, and then that's what we're gonna do a drawing for off of the comments. Again, make sure you're a subscriber, bell notifications are turned on, and you leave a comment on that video, and we will make a drawing on July 1st, and some lucky person or church will win that. So anyway, I hope y'all like this content. Look out for the build videos for this new church and the installation there. And that's about it. So if you like this type of content, again, appreciate a like, consider subscribing, and hit that bell notification. That way you get notified when we come out with other great videos. This is AJ, and we will see you on the next video. Later.